We tend to think of human history as this, inevitable march of progress, right? A straight line leading right to us, right now. But what if that whole story is just wrong? What if the real story is so much more fragile and, honestly, a lot more terrifying? Today, we are diving into the untold story of how we almost didn't make it.
What if I told you that our existence, you, me, all of us, is a complete statistical miracle? That our story isn't some grand epic of triumph, but actually a series of near misses, where we survive by the absolute skin of our teeth.
And I really mean terrifyingly close. We're talking about moments in time when one asteroid, one volcano, or even just one single human decision could have, and really probably should have, erased our species from the planet for good.
Oh yeah, not once, not twice. Our history is just littered with these close calls, these moments where the very thread of human existence was stretched so thin it was almost transparent.
And that's the truly wild part, isn't it? These aren't just some historical footnotes. These are the most critical moments of our entire story. And yet, most of us have absolutely no idea how close we came. So let's change that.
All right, let's start with the big stuff. The forces of nature so powerful they were completely out of our control. These were the times when our survival came down to nothing more than pure, dumb luck.
Okay, so let's rewind the clock way back. 66 million years ago, a city-sized rock slams into the Earth. It wipes out the dinosaurs, sure, but it also takes out 75% of every species on the planet. The only reason we're here is because a few tiny shrew-like mammals managed to survive the apocalypse. If that rock had hit a bit earlier in Earth's history, before those mammals existed, game over. Our entire family tree starts with a cosmic coincidence. Now, let's fast forward to a time when humans were actually walking the Earth. I want to introduce you to a concept that sounds like it's straight out of a disaster movie, the volcanic winter. Just imagine an eruption so huge it literally blocks out the sun, sending the entire planet into a deep freeze that lasts for years. This is where things get really scary. About 74,000 years ago, a supervolcano called Toba erupted. The devastation was global, and this number you see here, 3,000, that's the estimated number of humans left on the entire planet afterwards. A genetic bottleneck so tight, it's just a miracle anyone got through.
Let that sink in for a second. The entire human species, every man, woman, and child, could have fit into a small sports stadium. We were right there, on the razor's edge of being gone forever. Every single person alive today is descended from that tiny, unbelievably tough group of survivors.
And it wasn't just these one-off dramatic events. For thousands upon thousands of years, our ancestors had to deal with the slow, grinding pressure of the ice ages. This wasn't about surviving a bad week. It was about surviving generations of brutal cold and constant hunger. So how'd they do it? They innovated, they mastered fire, made better tools, and maybe most importantly, they learned to cooperate. So, after millennia of surviving whatever nature threw at us, we finally reached the modern era. And suddenly, the single greatest threat to our existence, well, it became us. For the very first time in history, we held the power to cause our own extinction.
October 1962. For 13 days, the world just held its breath. The United States and the Soviet Union were eyeball to eyeball in a nuclear standoff. This timeline just shows how fast it all escalated, bringing humanity closer to global nuclear war than we have ever been, before or since.
But the tipping point, the moment it all nearly went wrong, happened deep beneath the ocean. A Soviet submarine was cornered, cut off from Moscow. The captain was convinced World War III had already started. He gave the order to launch a nuclear-tipped torpedo, an act that would have guaranteed an immediate, full-scale nuclear response. But the rules said 3 officers had to agree. 2 of them said yes. One man, Vasily Arkhipov, said no.
One person. That's it. One single person staying calm under pressure that you and I can't even begin to imagine might be the only reason any of us are here today. It's an absolutely chilling thought, right? That our survival can come down to the character of just one individual. So after taking this walk along the tightrope of extinction, what's the takeaway? What's the secret recipe for resilience that these horrifying moments teach us? Well, a few lessons seem pretty clear. First, our survival has never ever been a sure thing. Second, our greatest strength has always been our ability to adapt to new challenges. And third, whether it's huddling together in an ice age or talking our way out of a crisis, cooperation has been absolutely critical. We're not here because we're invincible, we're here because we're survivors.
This incredible, unbroken chain of survival, stretching back through countless disasters, has now been handed to us. The choices we make, right now, will decide if that chain keeps going or if it breaks.
And believe me, the threats haven't gone away. They've just evolved. Scientists today are watching a whole new list of potential world enders. Yeah, asteroids and pandemics are still on there, but now we've added things like out-of-control AI and climate collapse, threats of our own making. The stakes are just as high as they've ever been. So let's just bring this all home. I want you to really think about the sheer improbability of your own existence. You are here because 66 million years ago, a rock from space hit our planet at the exact right moment for our tiny little ancestors to survive.
You are here because a small, disparate group of early humans somehow made it through a planet-wide winter, against all odds, keeping that human flame alive.
And you are here in the most direct, tangible way possible because in the crushing depths of the ocean, one man chose to say no when every instinct was screaming at him to say yes.
And that really is the ultimate question, isn't it? We are the heirs to this unbelievable legacy of survival, a legacy of luck, of resilience, of wisdom in moments of absolute crisis. So what do we do with it? Are we going to honor that legacy? Or are we going to be the generation that finally tests fate one too many times?
This incredible story of survival belongs to every single one of us, and it is still being written. If this journey to the brink and back has left you feeling as grateful to be here as I am, go ahead and hit that like button. And I really want to know, which of these near misses shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments. And be sure to subscribe to keep exploring the past that shapes our future. Thanks for watching.